Ngozi, the wicked stepmother. In the heart of a village in small Nigeria, nestled between lush green hills and flowing rivers, lived a young boy named Promise. He was known throughout the village for his bright smile, kind heart, and the boundless energy that seemed to follow him wherever he went. Promise lived with his father, Chukwudi, a respected farmer, and his stepmother, Ngozi, who had joined their family after the untimely death of Promise's mother. Chukwudi had hoped that Ngozi would bring stability and care to their home. At first, she seemed to be perfect addition to their family. She treated Promise well and appeared to embrace her role as a mother figure. However, as time passed, the initial warmth Ngozi showed toward Promise began to fade, replaced by a growing bitterness and jealousy. Promise, unaware of the dark clouds gathering in his household, continued to shine in his small world. He excelled in his studies and was loved by his peers. He had a close bond with his stepsister Chiamaka, who was only a year older than him. Together they shared many adventures in the vast fields and dense forests surrounding their village. One day, Promise came home with a special honor. He had won a local competition for storytelling, a skill he had inherited from his late mother, Adobe. The entire village celebrated his achievements and Chukwudi beamed with pride. As the villagers cheered for Promise, Ngozi's heart simmered with resentment. She felt overshadowed by the boy she was supposed to nurture. As days turned into weeks, Ngozi's jealousy consumed her. She began to see Promise not as a son, but as a rival for Chukwudi's love and the village admiration. Her demeanor toward him grew colder. She would scold him for the smallest mistakes and also deprived him of food. Chukwudi, busy with his work and blinded by his trust in his wife Ngozi, failed to notice the change in his wife's behavior. One evening, after another day of harsh words and unjust punishments, Promise sat by the river bank, tears streaming down his face. Chiamaka found him there, sat beside him, offering words of comfort. She couldn't understand why her mother was so cruel to Promise, but she vowed to stand by him no matter what. Ngozi, however, was not satisfied with merely mistreating Promise. She wanted him out of her life for good. Her mind was twisted by envy, began to devise a sinister plan. She would rid herself of Promise in a way that no one would suspect her of foul play. The opportunity came during the annual village festival, a time when traditions and rituals were paramount. Ngozi approached Chukwudi with a suggestion. She claimed that Promise had been showing signs of being cursed by malevolent spirits, and that he needed a special cleansing ritual in the forest to protect him. Chukwudi, though skeptical, agreed, trusting his wife's judgment. On the night of the ritual, Ngozi took Promise deep into the forest. She led him to a secluded spot far from the village's prying eyes. Promise, naive and trusting, followed without suspicion. Ngozi had prepared a small pit hidden among the underbrush. She told Promise to lie down in the pit, assuring him it was part of the ritual. As Promise lay there, Ngozi began to cover him with the earth. Realizing too late what was happening, Promise struggled, but Ngozi's determination and strength overpowered him. She buried him alive, leaving him to a fate she believed would free her from his presence forever. For the forest was not a place of abandonment. It was a realm where spirits roamed and ancient powers resided. As the earth pressed down on Promise, he felt an unexplainable calm wash over him. The forest seemed to whisper to him, filling him with a sense of hope and resilience. Meanwhile, back in the village, Chiamaka sensed that something was terribly wrong. She had overheard part of her mother's conversation and seen the fear in Promise's eyes. Determined to uncover the truth, she followed the path her mother had taken into the forest. As Chiamaka ventured deeper into the wood, she felt the presence of something going or guiding her. The whispers of the forest grew louder, leading her to the spot where Promise had been buried. When she got there, she noticed the grave was freshly covered. With frantic hands, she dug through the earth, calling out to her brother. Her cries were answered by a faint but unmistakable response from beneath the ground. With every ounce of strength, Chiamaka unearthed Promise. Weak and gasping for air, he emerged from the grave, alive but shaking. The forest had protected him. Its ancient magic ensured that he survived the ordeal. Chiamaka and Promise made their way back to the village, where they confronted their father with the truth. Chukwudi, horrified and heartbroken by what he had learned, couldn't bear or contain his rage. Ngozi's actions were exposed and the village turned against her. She was banished from the community, her name forever tarnished by her wicked deeds. In the days that followed, Promise and his father worked to heal the wounds left by Ngozi's betrayer. The village too rallied around them, offering support and care. Chiamaka, hailed as a hero for her bravery, remained by Promise's side. Their bond grew stronger than ever. As the village settled back into their rhythm, the story of Promise's survival became a legend, a reminder of the hope of love, the resilience of the human spirit, and the ancient magic that watched over them all. Thank you very much for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed my story. Please like and share to your friends and